7 everyday foods you should never refrigerate, and what to do instead. Most of us take pride in filling our refrigerators with fresh food, believing we're protecting their nutrients and extending their shelf life. After all, cold storage is supposed to keep things fresh, right? But here's the surprising truth. For certain wholesome natural foods, the fridge isn't a safe haven. It's a slow-acting saboteur. It can dull their flavor, wreck their texture, strip away key nutrients, and in some cases even create harmful compounds linked to serious illnesses. I learned this the hard way. Growing up, I watched my family toss everything into the fridge without thinking. Bread, potatoes, bananas, you name it. We thought it was the smart way to keep things from spoiling. Years later, after diving into food science and nutrition research, I realized some of those habits might have been quietly undermining our health. Today, I'm going to share 7 common foods you should never store in the refrigerator, why it matters for your health, and how to store them the right way. You'll also get practical tips to make your food last longer without losing its taste or nutrition. By the end, you might just rearrange your kitchen. 1. Potatoes. A sweet problem that turns toxic. On the surface, potatoes seem like the kind of hearty vegetable that would do fine in the cold. But chilling them actually sets off a chain reaction inside. The cold environment accelerates the breakdown of potato starch into sugars. And here's the danger. When those sugars are exposed to high cooking temperatures, think frying, roasting, or baking, they react with amino acids to form acrylamide, a chemical compound linked in research to higher risks of certain cancers, including ovarian, kidney, and esophageal. This isn't just a scare story. Scientists have measured acrylamide levels in potatoes cooked from refrigerated storage and found them noticeably higher. Even if your fries or roast potatoes don't look burnt, the hidden acrylamide content may still be elevated. And there's another problem. Fridge humidity encourages mold and bacterial growth, which can cause potatoes to spoil faster, turning soft, dark, or sprouting early. Better way to store. Keep potatoes in a cool, dry, dark place with good airflow. A pantry, a ventilated cupboard, or a basket lined with paper. Skip the plastic bags. They trap moisture. Ideally, store them at around 50 to 60 degrees, 10-15 degrees C. And when cooking, avoid extreme high heat to reduce acrylamide formation. 2. Tomatoes. From flavor bomb to flavorless. There's nothing like the aroma of a perfectly ripe tomato. But pop that same tomato into the fridge, and you're cutting its journey short. Cold temperatures damage the delicate cell membranes inside, altering its texture and halting the ripening process. That's a big loss because ripening is when tomatoes boost their levels of lycopene, a potent antioxidant linked to heart health, reduced inflammation, and lower cancer risk. Ever bitten into a chilled tomato and wondered why it tasted watery or bland? That's the cold at work, dulling the fruit's natural sweetness and juiciness. Better way to store. Leave tomatoes on the counter, ideally in a shallow bowl away from direct sunlight. If they're green and you want them to ripen faster, place them near a banana or apple. Both release ethylene gas, a natural ripening agent. And avoid eating tomatoes with green patches, which can contain solanine, a mildly toxic compound. 3. Bread. The fast track to stale and moldy refrigeration may seem like a good way to keep bread fresh, but it actually speeds up staling. This is due to starch retrogradation, a process where starch molecules reorganize and expel moisture, making bread dry and crumbly. In humid fridge environments, bread is also more prone to mold growth, the very thing you were trying to prevent. And when it comes to whole grain or sourdough bread, refrigeration can dull their natural aroma and tang, erasing what makes them special. Better way to store. If you'll finish the bread in 2 days, keep it at room temperature in a cloth bag, bread box, or airtight container in a cool, dry spot. For longer storage, freeze it. Slice before freezing so you can toast or heat only what you need. This not only preserves flavor, but also increases resistant starch, a beneficial fiber for digestion and blood sugar control. 4. Avocados. The cold-induced ripening fail. Avocados are a nutritional powerhouse, rich in healthy fats, fiber, and antioxidants. But they're also finicky about temperature. Refrigerating an unripe avocado disrupts the enzymes that help it ripen, leaving you with hard, flavorless flesh that may have brown or fibrous spots inside. Better way to store. Let avocados ripen at room temperature. If you want to speed it up, put them in a paper bag with a banana or apple for a day or two. Once ripe, you can refrigerate them for up to 2 days to slow further softening. If you've cut into one, drizzle lemon or lime juice over the flesh and store in an airtight container to keep it from browning. And for longer preservation, mash or slice and freeze. Perfect for guacamole or smoothies later. 5. Bananas. Pretty outside, messy inside bananas are another fruit that doesn't appreciate the cold. In the fridge, their peel quickly darkens, not from ripening, but from pigment breakdown. Inside, the fruit's texture can become mealy, and certain nutrients may become less bioavailable. There's also the sugar factor. The riper the banana, the higher its glycemic index, meaning it releases sugar into your bloodstream faster. This can cause quick energy spikes and crashes, which isn't ideal for blood sugar management. Better way to store. Keep bananas at room temperature. To slow ripening, wrap the stem ends in foil or plastic wrap. It helps reduce ethylene release. If they do over-ripen, peel, slice, and freeze them for smoothies, baking, or banana ice cream. 6. Garlic. Losing its medicine, gaining a risk. Garlic is famous for its health benefits, from supporting heart health to fighting inflammation. The magic comes from allicin, a compound released when garlic is crushed or chopped. Unfortunately, refrigerating whole garlic bulbs triggers premature sprouting, which reduces allicin content and changes the flavor. The bigger danger comes when people chop garlic and store it in oil at room temperature. This can create a breeding ground for Clostridium botulinum, the bacteria that cause botulism, a rare but potentially deadly illness. Better way to store. Keep whole garlic bulbs in a mesh bag or basket in a cool, dry, airy space. For pre-chopped garlic, freeze it in small portions instead of refrigerating or leaving it out. This preserves both flavor and safety. 7. Honey, sweet but not in the fridge. Honey is naturally antimicrobial and has a long shelf life, if stored correctly. In the fridge, it crystallizes quickly, turning grainy and thick. While crystallized honey is still safe to eat, many people try to fix it by heating it too much, which destroys its delicate enzymes and antioxidants. And while honey is a natural sweetener, it's still sugar. Overusing it can have the same metabolic effects as white sugar, raising blood sugar, spiking insulin, and promoting fat storage. Better way to store. Keep honey in a tightly sealed jar at room temperature, away from heat and sunlight. If it does crystallize, place the jar in warm water, under 104 centigrades, see 40 Celsius, to gently liquefy it without damaging its nutrients. Here's the truth. Refrigeration is a fantastic tool, but it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Some foods thrive in the cold, others lose their very best qualities. By learning where each food is happiest, you can enjoy richer flavors, better nutrition, and fewer hidden risks. Key takeaways. Keep potatoes, tomatoes, bread, green avocados, bananas, garlic, and honey out of the fridge. Understand the science from starch conversion to enzyme activity so you can make smarter storage decisions. Use freezing, not refrigerating, when you need long-term preservation without nutrient loss. Treat natural sugars like honey and ripe bananas with moderation. The next time you're unpacking groceries, pause for a moment. Think about where each item will live. Because storing food wisely isn't just about keeping it edible, it's about keeping it at its healthiest and most delicious.